Hey, Samir here. So on Reddit EDM production, a user called Osaka10 had a question about how to layer instruments in FL Studio and save it as one preset. So in this case, they are using two instances of Silent and one instance of Massive, and instead of saving three presets and loading all of the VSTs up, they would rather like to save it as one instrument and basically have the layered synth directly accessible through that. So you can start up by loading up Patcher. So Patcher is basically this visual node-based tool where you can basically route different kinds of VST applications in many complex different ways. So basically here, what you want to do is right-click and add a plugin, and well, in the user's case, they wanted Serum and Massive, but I'm just going to demonstrate with Serum. So we're adding one instance of Serum, and when we click it open, we can basically edit the sound however we want, but we can leave this at default for now. Then we're going to add another plugin, and we're going to add another Serum, and you can basically repeat this as many times as you want, but from here we can see that FL Studio is sending MIDI notes. So it says here in the top right corner, if you look, it's sending notes, and the notes are going into Serum, and Serum has a MIDI input here. It can also take in audio if you, for example, have a plugin that can sidechain, for example. And then we have two instances of Serum, and both are going out to the FL Studio. So FL Studio is returning the audio. So we can demonstrate this, for example, by pitching this one octave down. So if we now play a C note, we can hear that it is on the lower octave. Then we mute this, give some volume back here, open this. This is now on octave 0, so it is higher. And when we add volume to the both, now we have both oscillators playing at the same time. In case you want to process these separately, so for example, if you have all of these VSTs going into separate mixer tracks and you would like to emulate that, you can also do that. So you can, instead of adding just synths, you can also add effects here. So basically add a plugin, and on the right side we have all of the effects. So for example, if I want to throw a filter like this, then I would need to remove this output audio from whichever VST I want, so that it doesn't go directly out to FL Studio, but rather it goes through this filter. So we are holding this and dragging here, and then from here we are dragging another line. And now the second instance of Serum we have is going through this filter. Like so. So basically you can chain these effects in whichever manner you want to. For example, I could also disconnect this and also route that through the same filter. So now both oscillators, both Serum instances are going through the same filter. On top of that, we can actually also create our own controls for all of the synths and effects we are adding in this process. So for example, I have this filter now here, and if I want to edit the cutoff frequency, for example, I can right click here on the left side. First I need to add a button. So here we are adding a knob, and for example bump gray. So now here we have a knob, and we can say that this is cutoff freak, and this knob has now appeared here as the first red dot, so it's called cutoff frequency. And yeah, so here inputs, we have parameters, and we have cutoff frequency. So if you right click the plugin here, inputs, audio, parameters, and here for example we have the resonance, low pass, high pass, whatever, and basically we can click whatever we want, and then we just drag from here. And now when we open the surface here, you can see, you can see when we are moving this knob, it is also moving down here. So that's pretty handy, and you can add all sorts of buttons and knobs and labels and even a keyboard if you want to send MIDI notes from this window. But after you're finished with this, you just need to go to the right corner here, and then you can save the preset. And after that, you can basically load it as a new instrument in the instrument rack. But before you save it, you should rename this here. So for example, this could be Serum Stack. And then when we save the preset, we can see that it goes on the presets, plugin presets, generators, and patcher. So we can find it. Should be able to find it under here. Nope. What I like to do is move all of my plugins basically into their own window. So let me just hop in here. Okay. And now here we have Serum Stack, or we can actually also find it here. So we can add Serum Stack, and now we have another instance of the same thing we just created. So I hope this answers your question, and if you have any other questions, just feel free to write me a message and maybe I can help you out. Thanks.